Blog Talk Radio. Somebody send out an SOS and save our music.
Do you ask yourself what's going on? There are so much things that's going wrong. Do you understand the way I feel? Yeah. There's just too much people being naughty. Every day I wonder why. So many bad things that make you cry.
Bad boy Billy Sly. Whether I'm just chilling in the studio or kissing a leading lady or out on the street promoting our new CD, Kenny G Wall of Bass, no matter how you play it, I'm down with Patricia and Mr. Stout on the Move, unscripted, baby.
On the Move, unscripted, baby. Mm-hmm. What's going on? You have tuned in to another episode of On the Move,
Unscripted with Patricia M. Goins.
And Mr. Stout, what it do?
And we got a little extra guest on over here. What's going on? One Way.
Got One Way Zay.
All right. And we got a great guest planned today.
Yes.
We've been doing a series, right?
Right.
We've been talking about the music industry, the artists, and information that's important to them, things they need to know,
right.
things that we need to know One Way Day, me, Patricia, I'm going, even you, Mr. Stout, Eating Beats, radio, music review, the freaking building, baby. So we always talking about the art, the product, but what about the preparation that's needed for the product, right? Mm-hmm. But before we even get into that and before we even bring on my guest, I want to talk about what's going on right now with this music. Like, we just lost another artist out in L.A., Half Ounce, right? And there's been a lot more. You who was the other popular one Way Zay that just passed away? Yeah, and then you said someone else. It's been a lot.
Right.
And those are artists that we actually know their names. But there's even more that's dying in the field that may not even make it to the light of day, right?
Right. No, that's a problem. Yeah. My
question is, what happened to music? That's why I made that song. What happened to music? I don't care. And the younger cats, they'll be like, "Oh, shut up, auntie." I don't care. Y'all dying by the boatload. Y'all need to listen to what I'm saying. Like, what they need to do? I feel. Remember back when Tupac and Biggie got killed? That was a big thing.
Yeah.
Because artists wasn't getting killed like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when we lost two of the biggest artists, it was a big thing. And remember the whole East Coast, West Coast beat?
Right.
Right?
I was young, but I did my research.
You was young, yeah. You wouldn't thought about that. You wouldn't thought about it. But the thing is, what happened? The big G's like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and all of them, they did some kind of collaboration, East Coast, West Coast. They got together, did a big conference. Remember?
Right. Yeah.
And it was like peace. Peace be still. I don't know what they said. I don't know what they did. I don't know what happened. But whatever it was, it started to die out.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, so what sparked, do you think, this whole beef thing now?
It's the music.
The beef? Oh, yeah.
It's the music. It's the music, and then it's like a bravado that's going with that. So this is something that's breaking it down to like a layman terms. You got to put it like this. If two guys got beef over a poem, you know what I mean? Because that's essentially what rap music is. It's poetry.
Mm-hmm.
So if these two dudes have a poem to each other and they're talking to each other, how can these words affect you to make you say, I want to murder this man? So it's something else that's going on more than that compared to just two dudes having a disagreement. If I got a disagreement with somebody, we see each other on the street and we get into a fight, it's no necessary for me to have to kill him over that. So it's become like part of the culture of the lyrics that are being wrote and what is being said towards one another that offends people to the point it's like, I got to do something about it because it's social media embarrassing and all that stuff,
Well, I know One Way Zay, you're in that age range where they're shooting each other up like crazy. So what do you think is the reason for the war?
Like Mr. Stout said, it's like the lyrics, social media, everything. Like it make everybody think that you got to do, or it make them feel like, like somebody do this, I'm gonna do this. It's like he said, it became normal. It's so normal to the point now, like if somebody hit you, it ain't even to the nobody. Yeah, we about to fight. The first thing somebody think, they about to grab their gun now, like.
Right.
So we actually, I went ahead and brought in Merciful Sounds Entertainment. Mm-hmm. Definitely want to talk about the Copeland Trust Company. But I want to ask you, are you on the line, Merciful Sounds?
Yes, I'm here.
So I just want to bring you into this conversation real quick because I want to know what your thoughts are. What do you think is causing this war in music, in rap music, or in the rap industry, or in the music industry as a whole? Like, what do you think is coming from?
Honestly, I think that even more than the lyrics is the actual fans, supporters in the street itself that's building up the controversy, making it more hype than it really should be, and causing these people to take action. It's more than just the lyrics. It's the people that's believing in these artists and supporting them. A lot of these artists, they literally come from the street. So the streets have crossed over in the industry with them. They can't just throw all that away and leave it behind. That's who pushed them. That's what made them. And so it get mixed up in the business, and you can't just let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with that right there. Art, I mean, you know, lyrics, because people were doing that in lyrics anyway back in the day. You know, like they would have those battles. It was a battle thing. Yeah. You know, but it became more of a thing where it's like, well, when I see you, then this is what's going to happen. You know, that kind of thing, you know, in the streets. And it was more than just, you know, because there was always some sort of a this crew against this crew thing going on in the street. But then in the industry, too, because labels would also have certain things going on with each other. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they were always still would come together and try to do the right thing. That's why we haven't heard so many older artists from the 80s and the 90s. They're making it, you know, to be older people. You know what I mean? These guys are dying in their 20s.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, so there is definitely a discord right there.
So, Merciful Sounds Entertainment, I'm sorry. I know I brought you, kind of threw you in there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're
but
fine.
I know that you deal, your law firm deals with artists on a daily basis, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm curious, when you're talking to an artist, you know, or you're, you know, having a consultation with them, like what do you say to them as far as like, what advice do you give them? Do you tell them, hey, come on in and make sure you get some life insurance while you at it because y'all dying out? What do you
say? It's not just to the artists, it's to the labels as well. If you're a label and you bringing on these artists, you know, that's literally part of getting your business situated. Make sure that you have life insurance on that artist. Artists, make sure you have life insurance on yourself because, unfortunately, you know, casualties, liabilities, they happen. And that's just part of being real and part of being prepared in this industry.
I heard a rumor, and I don't know if this rumor is true or not. One way, Zay, you know I'm going to ask it. I heard a rumor.
Okay.
You know, I've got my ears to the streets. I heard a rumor that it could be possible that some of these big giant labels might be putting out little hits on their insurance policies.
That is definitely a rumor, you know. I mean, it's social media, first of all. That's what social media, it can be your greatest joy or it can be your greatest downfall. So once it hits social media, it's automatically going to spread like a wildfire, regardless of if it's true or not, you know. Unfortunately, you know, no one can say for first if that is what's happening. Is it a possibility? Absolutely. It's just like a business with anything else, whether it's a corporate company, a Fortune 500, whether it's a label, a major label, you know. So anything is possible, unfortunately.
So your artist, Under God Gawala, he won, I think it was the very first music video contest that I held for the Atlanta Music Industry Group. I think he was the first one. And he ended up performing at Hookup Atlanta as well. He came out there and performed. And so I think that's how we really connected, right?
Right, absolutely. It was the Hookup Atlanta. Like you said, it was the artist video contest. He submitted a video clip from the Himalayas along with a lot of other great independent artists, you know. Fortunately, he did win the competition, and he got the opportunity to come and perform at Hookup Atlanta, where you guys had, you know, a lot of different independent artists. You had different vendors that was there, you know, a lot of people in the industry that came out, and you yourself was there and performed. You know, it was a great event.
So that was so much fun. You know, I love having these events, and you know, A&R and a lot of people that I don't even know, they're there. You know what I'm saying? They're starting to follow and pay attention to what's going on. So with that event that Under God Gawala was at, that very first one in 2021, Mr. Hankey came. And he gave a speech. And I don't know if you remember the speech, but one of the things that he said, in fact, that was the main thing he said, is get an entertainment lawyer. That was like one of his major, like out of the whole speech, that's what stood out to me. Because he was saying that, when he first got in the game, he was just all about his talent. But then he realized talent wasn't just paying the bills. He had to get his legal stuff together. So what is the importance of having an entertainment lawyer? Please, tell us that, and also tell us where you're located. I want to open up the platform and just, tell us what we need to know.
Okay, and just to piggyback real quick on what you were saying about Mr. Hankey, that's exactly what I was saying. When he first entered the industry, artists, producers, nobody was thinking, I need somebody for my legal services, And unfortunately, that left a lot of artists and people out of a lot of money that they could have been collecting in and should be still collecting now. Fortunately, now entertainment attorneys, we're more broad and easily accessible and more affordable than we were back then. So just to bring you up real quick to speed, all the listeners, my name is Mercy. I do have my own private sector law firm, Copeland Trust, LLC, attorney at law. I'm located in Atlanta, Georgia, over in the Buckhead area. So anytime you're taking your time to go to Lenox Mall and spend some money and shop, stop by my firm. I'm less than 2 miles away from Lenox, and that's where you can really invest in yourself. As far as the importance of having an entertainment attorney, there are so many different services that we actually can offer you, starting with your contracts. Getting your paperwork together and getting your business in order requires different forms of contracts, whether you want someone to review something before you signed it, whether you need our firm to draft up the contract, or you need us to just modify and make it where when somebody gives you something, you want it to be fair to both of you guys. We do that. We also cover IPP, which is your intellectual property protection. That gets down to your trademarking, your copyright, and your registration. Those are detrimental to your career. I cannot stress that enough, As far as getting endorsement deals, we do that, licensing, distribution deals, if you have any type of civil matters where you feel somebody owe you and wronged you, and then get your money like, you stated that they were supposed to and you signed the contract, come into us. We handle those civil disputes. Most of the times we do the mediation where you never have to see a court. We settle out for you. It's just so much that we can do for you to help you with your career.
Yeah, that's definitely, like, artists do need that, and I know that you covered like a lot of things that you do, but I was talking to one way Zay like a few days ago, and was going to like artists who own their master tapes and how the way they get them back when they have to do it with a label or they doing acquisitions and stuff like that for when they're like what Lil Wayne, what happened with him. Is that something that you guys covered as well?
Absolutely. And the result is really going to depend on what you signed when you signed your deal. Everybody's result is going to vary. Every contract is different. So we will need, that artist contract, that producer contract, whoever, that contract first and foremost to go over, review, and then we can strike a plan from there, whether we can tell you, yes, you are entitled and these are the steps to take, or no, unfortunately, I'm sorry. When you signed this, you agreed to X, Y, Z. So, once again, it comes back to retaining a lawyer before you sign anything, because once you sign, that's your career.
Right.
So, you got a question that you want to ask her?
Okay. I do actually got a question. Somebody told me, I was told that, like, another reason they say they want people to have lawyers with them is because, like, it was like it'd be print under the print. Do they really try to get you like that, where you have to have like a magnifying glass to read words under it? Do they do that?
Well, first and foremost, that is illegal. However, there is what's considered gray areas. I draft contracts all day. It's gray areas, which is not the print underneath the print, but it's the print inside the print that you're not really understanding the words. So the sentence may be telling you dead on in black and white exactly what you want to hear. But the underlying meaning, if you go 3 paragraphs down, goes back and totally erases, deletes it. And now we're telling you, okay, that's invalid. This is it now. So that's the importance of having an attorney to look at it. You may very well read it and you understand exactly what the sentence says. But those gray areas totally take away from it.
Yeah.
That's deep.
That is. Yeah.
So some of the services that entertainment lawyer provides outside of just reading the contracts and preparing the contracts, you said it's endorsements. So you're talking about like commercials, you're talking about like movies, like
shoe companies or something like that, or sponsorship.
Absolutely. Right. Any type of sponsorship deals, whether it's toothpaste, whether it's mouthwash, whether it's sneakers, all of those are endorsement deals that a lot of artists forget about. They're so concerned with making the music and putting the music out that they're forgetting, hey, I can make money this way. You link with these companies. It can be clothing companies, They give you free clothing. You get a percentage of anything that they sell by you marketing it for them. So those are really great ways the artists can also make money, but most of them forget about.
Yeah.
Do you have to be located in the city or the state of Georgia in order to hire you as an attorney?
No, you do not. You can be anywhere, literally in the entire world. I don't care if you're overseas. It's perfectly fine. I'm authorized in the state of Georgia only if I want to go, and it calls for us to go into an actual courtroom for you to be in the state of Georgia to retain me. But as far as me providing services, all of these services can provide it no matter what state or what country that you're in.
So I have, I'm putting out a new single, right?
Yes,
new album, music. And so one of the reasons why I wanted you to come on here is because I'm a person who, I understand wisdom. I understand knowledge, I understand the importance of putting things in order. You feel what I'm saying? And so I know that it's like, okay, I never, when I went to that very first Hook of Atlanta and what Mr. Hankey said, it really struck me.
Yeah.
Why? Because for one, I have watched him grow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I remember, say he didn't have hits and stuff before, but I have literally watched Mr. Hankey grow in so many ways. You know what I'm saying?
Like a super producer.
Right.
And and so he's learned how to collect his coins.
Right.
And so you gotta listen to the words and wisdom of someone who is collecting coins. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Absolutely.
So I definitely already know. I do a lot in Atlanta anyway. So I've already decided that you're my lawyer. You're my lawyer whether you like it or not. I just want you to know that.
Okay. I'm
all right.
I'll be down. When I stop to Atlanta, I'm coming to your office. You said you located where? Because I will be there knocking on the door.
In Buckhead.
Money rolling.
Located in Buckhead.
Yeah, I have some kind of question about that because Patricia did have previous songs that was out there that she did work with other producers, including Mr. Hankey, and the song she did for her film, it was actually considered like a spin on the movie, right? So when it goes to those streams or when she's performing, and she's hooked up with Sound Exchange, right? And all that Sound Exchange, and they still don't show where any of her streams that they're actually showing the numbers. Her movie's over 100,000, spends plays and everything, but they still don't show anything accounting for what it is for her streams, for any of the streaming sites. Is that something that a lawyer would actually look into as well?
Yes, that's something that we would definitely be able to assist her in. Just to touch bases on that real quick, as far as those type of royalties, whether you're using, Song Trust or anything like that, that's actually helping collect your royalties, those would be more considered sync royalties if she did some type of music for a film or a television production. Depending on her actual contract, whether she had non-recoupable or recoupable funds or advances, then that can also affect her getting paid as well. A lot of times you have to reach X amount of streams before you start seeing any type of payment or any type of income coming in. So that will all go back to her original contract that she actually signed with whoever that production company was. But, you know, once we look at that and we're able to see, like, hey, she should be getting XYZ, we can always go back and collect those funds for you. Most of the time, it's a 2 to 3 year box that we can go back and collect your funds, whether it's you being an artist, a producer, songwriter, or, you know, her getting a placement on something. There's a 2 to 3 year window that we can go back and collect those funds for.
So the thing for me is, like, for a Superwoman, remember Sound Exchange? I sent Sound Exchange after CD Baby.
And you with
because CD Baby wasn't paying me anything. They was paying like a penny or two. It was like $5 or something. Like, they weren't paying. So I sent Sound Exchange. That's the one that's supposed to be like the grandfather of watching over royalties, right?
Yeah, they're
right.
Your BMI or ASCAP. See,
that's my thing. So maybe I probably need, what I'm thinking is, I need to come to you and let you look at this mess that I started before Hook Up Atlanta.
But see,
and just see like, where did something get mixed up? What is going on with CD Babies? Because I really feel like these streaming companies, they play our music, they do all this stuff, but they're not really paying us the way they're supposed to.
Right. And, you know, real quick for me to touch bases, this is like one of the most important parts is the royalty. There are different companies that you're going to collect royalties from, and each of these companies serve different purposes. You have your mechanical royalties, you have your performance royalties, which consists of your publishing. You know, and it's important for an artist to understand that you have companies like SunTrust. Those are the companies that's going to collect your mechanical and your performance royalties, which is your streams, your downloads, whether you're selling physical, and that's for more like the songwriter and the artist. But then you have companies like your distributors, which is your DistroKid, TuneCore, CD Baby. They're collecting from your streams and downloads, which of course they're going to get a split. But then you also have your PROs, which are BMI, CSAT, those companies. They're there to get your performance royalties for your clubs, your radio play, if your music is played in stores or things of that nature. But they're only collecting U.S. only. As opposed to SunTrust, they're collecting worldwide. So it's a lot of different companies, a lot of different types of ways to collect your royalties. And that's really probably about 6 different royalties that you can be collecting from. It's just you got to sit down and figure out where your money is at and what companies you haven't signed up with to get the money that's still out there.
See, that's why I'm about to be. Where's the flight at? I'm about.
This is important.
So even when we perform, right? When an artist goes out to an event, right, and they perform their song at that event, they're supposed to be getting some kind of royalties for that?
You're going to get a percentage rate, whether you with BMI, ASCAP, you're going to get a percentage of that. Each club is supposed to have, when you go to the club, you look in the window, there should be a sticker there that's telling you that they're PRO approved, which means that your BMI actually counts there. Anytime that your music is played, whether you're performing it live, at a concert, like for your event that you had, you could have registered where your artist actually got paid from BMI or from whatever PRO company that they chose to use, you know. Right. So it's up to the vendors to actually participate in it. They pay like a yearly fee, or if you're doing like a one-time event, you pay a fee. But the artists are able to actually collect off of it, and you as yourself as an artist to collect off of it also. If somebody's playing your music in a store, it's getting the same amount of percentage royalties as your song would get being played over the radio. Everything is mixed account.
So for Hook Up Atlanta, I need to come to you to make sure that all the things are in order so that these artists can get whatever is due to them. Because that's my thing. My thing is I'm an artist, right? And it's no secret to anybody. I'm not no expert in the whatever. I'm just an artist who wanted to help other artists do what I'm trying to do. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I understand that there comes a time when you have to use wisdom and you have to be like, okay, let's make sure the structure is right. Let's make sure the foundation is right. Let's make sure all the lines are in order so that when we're going out doing this and doing what we love to do, we don't have to be sitting around complaining and stuff. So when the artist, so what you said it's called Song Trust?
Song Trust.
Song Trust.
So it's SONG Trust. So that's what. So the entertainment lawyer could assist you with making sure that you're signed up properly for that and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, and there's usually a membership. It just depends on what time of the year or month they actually run specials. Sometimes you can catch them for like $49. Sometimes it's $100. Sometimes $200. You know, there's a membership that you actually signed up for, but it's helping you collect.
Whenever you tell artists about the money, they all get the whining and stuff. Everybody
that's why
go get a job.
Right, because you're investing in yourself. You know, you're spending $100 or $200 to sign up for something that's going to make you money. You know, so you're not losing out on anything. It's the same as investing your money in stocks. You have to invest money in your craft. I don't care if it's for a show or like your Zoom contest you have. You're investing. Even if you don't win, you're gaining new fans. You're putting yourself out there. So artists, you have to invest in yourself.
So that goes to let me slide on over here to this music video contest that we got going on, and then let me to Instagram. So I'm waiting for the first artist because the first artist haven't pulled in, and probably because they see that $50, and you know how they are about money, right? They all been scared about spending money. I don't get it.
I say that when we just did the show in New York City, and artists came as far as Arkansas to perform and everything. And they spent the money to get over there, and our artists came from different places, but they took the time to invest, and they made the grand prize, and it was like $500. That was what that was, plus the fans that you built. You coming from another state. That's what it takes. You know what I mean, to get that kind of thing. And like what we did with Atlantic Music Industry Group with the hookup, they're coming from different parts of the country as well to come up there and perform and gain. I'm a fan of the artists that all showed up, you know, at that performances. And then when I listen to music, we do music reviews. We'll watch their numbers grow up from when they go down our lane happening. That's the first thing I do when any new client or new artist or any brand wants to do anything. I go check out what they're doing on their numbers. I don't criticize it. I don't do anything on it. I just say, okay, what can we do to maximize that? And we say, this is the game plan. Let's do a 3-6 month thing, and let's see what can happen out of that. And a lot of times it really goes up. It never goes down. It always goes up more. Like I'm just like Candace Williams. She 300 people, 300 spends away from 10,000 or 100,000, and this is in America. She couldn't get American people to really buy her stuff, but she went to Europe, and now she's coming back, and now she's going to have 100,000 when she comes home. So that's like,
amazing.
Really working. You know what I mean? Putting in that work. We'll do the same thing for Patricia too, like making that happen for her, what she's doing.
Oh yeah, let me tell you something. I ain't playing. I'm coming in with a team, y'all. I am not. I don't care. I'm coming in with my entertainment lawyer. I brought her on, y'all. I'm trying to get y'all the game.
Absolutely. And you have to have a team. You know, you cannot do this by yourself as an artist. You know, you can try. You're gonna wear yourself out, and even if you catch on for a minute, it's gonna die out because you're not gonna be able to keep it up yourself with that momentum. So it's important to surround yourself with a team, you know, from people that's actually hitting the streets for you, doing the legwork. It's great to have a production team that you're working with. You need an entertainment attorney. You need a DJ. You know, you need to build a team.
That's so true.
And you cannot. And these people want money. So I'm gonna need for you to go and pick that McDonald's jacket up that you just threw on the ground. So I quit. I'm gonna need you to pick it back up and take your butt back to work because you need you need money to invest in. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing in this independent thing that's free. You can find free stuff. You know, YouTube. You can load up there for free, but still, in order to get it to where you want, you're gonna have to invest.
Yeah.
You're going to have to, you know. And once you develop relationships with people, the money that you started off paying them and investing in yourself, okay, now they may be like, okay, well, we can just do this and you don't have to give me that amount. They'll take a smaller amount, you know, because your guys are doing each other a favor. Or they may just barter with you completely. If you do this for me, okay, I can do that for you. So building those relationships doesn't mean that you're going to have to stay at that same rate the entire time. Because at the end of the day, everybody needs somebody in this industry. And that's just what it's all about. That's the importance of networking and connecting.
That's what it's all about.
That's what the next one for 2023, and even with the artists that's coming out for the video contest, this is about fan building, having creating a fan base, and I'm all for that, because I know it takes a little while to make it happen, but when it does happen, it's worth it, because now you got people who are following you. You can keep your fans coming because you want them to have more things. You just come up with different ways to, so you can interact with your fans, and that can turn into something that's going to be a financial or economic, so that you can make something and make your business grow. Because at the end of the day, an independent artist, it really is. It's its own entity of a business that is itself. It's not through a law, through a label. You can have your own independent label. There's a lot of them. Bad Boy was one of the independent labels. Def Jam was an independent label before it became the conglomerate that it is. So they started from the bottom up. So when you hear these labels, what they're doing, they're just like the regular people who are out there struggling every day to make things happen. But then they have people like yourself who work deals with them for them and make things happen, so that it brings more things to gravitate towards it to make the business grow.
So that means we're not just talking about the independent artist who's all by himself and he just, we're also talking about the labels who are signing these independent artists, independent labels. The independent label, you also need to have an entertainment lawyer on your team so you can make sure that you get your money, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like,
absolutely.
I definitely understand that. So I think what a lot of artists, they think that once they create the music, they went in there and they got that pot of ingredients and they got them beats and they put it in there, and you know what I'm saying? And they got them lyrics and they put them in there, and they got the recording studio and put it in there, and they got their mixer and master friend or producer, whoever, and they mixed this nice little pot and they created this song that they're so proud of. And then they added even some more in there, and they got them a videographer and decided to make them a music video. So now they feel like their work is done.
Oh, no, that's far as the same from the truth. Your work has just begun. Once you drop that record and you hit where it's going to release at, that's where the real work actually begins. Now you got to actually get yourself out there. Let the people see your face. Get in these spots and perform. You got to promote, not just have somebody else promoting you, but you need to also continue promoting yourself. Like I said, going to shows, entering contests. Just giving your fans different content. You still have to spend money to make that record work. You can't just put the record out there and sit back and expect to collect. No, that's when the real work and the real money spending actually comes into play at. You have to market it. You have to promo it, or it's not going to have the success that you're looking for.
And that's any product, any business.
Yeah,
you think
absolutely.
if you go to the big corporations, the McDonald's, the Burger Kings, the clothing lines, they have a whole budget just for marketing.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the way up.
You know what I'm saying? They got a whole thing of just for marketing.
Yeah, marketing companies promoting it. I worked with publishing companies before and branding companies. And when I put out records, I did that route because that's what the label and the publisher was saying. You should go this route. And they handle a lot of things for me, and then you get the little returns. But the thing of it is that if you want it to grow, you got to keep feeding the machine.
So I want to, what was his name? I did a whole video on him, Akon.
Oh, yeah.
So Akon's out there, right? Much respect to Akon. I like Akon's music, all that kind of stuff. But I wasn't feeling how Akon was talking to the independent artists. He was giving knowledge, but then he was beating them up at the same time. You can't beat me up and give me my knowledge at the same time.
Right.
So he was giving positive information, like there's a whole bunch of different areas in music that you can be a part of, to make money, but music, but not music, because music ain't making no money. But you make your career off of music, Akon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We didn't know you for whatever else businesses you got going on. It was that. It was the music that. And he said that he used to work at Kroger's or somewhere while he was first coming out as an artist. You had to put in the work, Akon, and it was the music that made that possible for you.
The touring, right? Like, you know, if you
absolutely.
touring,
Without the music, none of the other would have followed.
What'd you say?
Oh, I said without the music, none of the other ventures would have followed. The music is what started it and began for you. That's what branded him, you know. Then you're able to venture out and do those other things. But like you said, that's what we know you from, and that's what puts you there so you can create these other lanes for yourself.
Thank you. You're going to tell the artist, y'all sorry. If your music doesn't go viral overnight, you're sorry. You need to give it up and go get you a day job. I'm just like, Akon, like, really? Like, really? That's how you doing it?
I mean, that song he had when it came out, that song Locked Up, it was a slow burn, but it did blow up for him. And then he was singing on everybody else's song. You know, I remember. He was from Jersey.
Yeah, he put in the work.
Yeah, and you have to.
Yeah, it wasn't overnight for him.
Right. Really was. It really wasn't.
And he said that. He said nothing. He said none of these artists that I know blew up overnight. It was a process. You got to put the work in. And that's what I said. He said some good things, but then in the backside he said, because the artist is the last to get paid. You want to be broke, be an artist. I'm just like, Akon, thank you for your words of encouragement.
They're dying and things are happening to them. You probably got to work super fast.
Right.
Yeah, that is very true. Yes, that is true. I mean, as we all see, things can be, you know, so short-lived. You know, I heard you guys speaking on PNB Rock and Jada Youngin, you know. There was a situation, you got Pop Smoke, you know, even more local artists for me that I personally knew and worked with. You know, you got Toba DTE, you had Lil Marlo that was with QC the label, you know. Snooty Wow. It's just, you know, things is crazy out here. And these guys, you know, were definitely great artists, you know, not just artists, they had a family, you know. These are human beings. These are people that have actual real lives. So, yeah, you know, this industry, it is a dream and a nightmare, unfortunately, at the same time.
And it wasn't always that way. I'm trying to think. Maybe this started around 2011-ish, 2010, 2011, when the violence really. Because I was in Chicago. I was living in Chicago when I remember the first artist really like getting killed that blew up. I'm thinking his name was Lil JoJo or something like that. It was an artist in Chicago, and I want to say it was 2011, 2010. It was around the time when I was working with an artist. And we were coming out with that song that I always say they took from him. You know that song, I Just Want to Be Rich? You remember that? What?
I know you're talking about that.
Shoot, I can't think of the artist. I can't. But anyway, I feel like they set my artist up and took that from him. But that was like around that time when the violence started that I remember. Okay. Started back up from past the Tupac days or whatever. Because remember, after Tupac and Biggie got killed, I don't remember a lot of artists getting killed like that. And then about 2011, I want to say. Does that sound about right?
I'm not exactly sure, you know, around the basis, you know. But I will say that I think that as far as the Atlanta area and the southern regions, a lot of the beef in the industry actually started exposing itself once Young Jeezy and Gucci Mane actually started going at war. You know, they were great friends, best friends. They was on records together, and you know they did so icy that #1 on Billboard, and then all of a sudden they had a fallout, and the fallout was money. You know, unfortunately, the fallout was about money, and that started a whole war where people started choosing sides. You know, just in Atlanta itself, and you know, going over to Alabama, Florida, those places that way. So for us, that struck up a whole beef in the South where artists all of a sudden start going at each other, and it just built and capitalized off of there. So, you know, I definitely salute them. They came onto the Versus battle and did that, you know. I think that was last year, and finally squashed their beef, you know. And this was coming from 2005 that it had been going on so long, and they had lost so many people, in their camps due to this, and they just wanted to, let the city know and let other artists and let fans all the way around the world know, it's okay to let it go. It's okay to, just live in harmony and live in peace with each other. You don't have to keep going to war because they see that this is getting out of control.
So that was even further back.
Yes, even further back when they first got together and they all of a sudden went completely left, And that was something, that fans had been waiting on for nearly 20 years for them to actually be able to get together. That was the first time they got together and stayed in the same room, So that was huge, and that showed hip-hop and showed the industry, we can get past this, we can move on, because they seen so much senseless killing just over issues. And they were best friends at the time.
Is that something?
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
It's wild.
So so list again the different services that you offer, that your law firm offers.
Sure. We do any type of contractual aspect, that's reviewing, drafting your document, or modifying, which is just changing things. Intellectual property protection, which is trademarking, copyright, things of that nature. Even patents, endorsements, licensing, distribution, civil litigations, negotiations, acquisitions, mergers. And it's not just for artists, everyone. Whether you're an artist, whether you're a producer, whether you're a DJ, whether you're a director, because I have also worked with different people that have their own film production companies as well. So these services extend to any part of the entertainment industry.
Yeah, we need that.
What made you? And that's a kind of a specialty type, area to specialize in. What drew you to entertainment law?
Well, first of all, music was always my first love. Not as an artist, but as a pianist. When I was 7 years old in second grade, I started taking piano lessons. And that was something that I absolutely, just fell in love with. Not just the art of music. I was more so with the sound of music. I always tell people since second grade, I knew, okay, I want to be an attorney, but I had no idea what sector I wanted to go into. I knew I didn't want to do criminal. So when I actually graduated, what I did was work for Fortune 500 companies. I was more so in that area. I was actually meeting a lot of clients. Being in Atlanta, I was working in Atlanta. Being in Atlanta, everybody was basically artists that was coming in, that actually had other businesses outside of music. That's the part that we were handling, those other businesses like Akon was talking about. And it was just, I started connecting the dots, but I can still pursue my music dream in a way and still be an entertainment attorney at the same time and just make it all work together. So I decided to, in 2016, venture out on my own. I was still working for a Fortune 500 company, but I decided to start taking clients on the side just to help them looking over their contracts and things of that nature there. Because a lot of these artists that came in that had other businesses, that was their deal. It was the contracts that they were locked in, So I started out pretty much looking over those contracts for free. I worked with Shawty Lowe. That was my first client in 2016. No. And it was like, okay, can you look over this for me? Yeah, I can, Okay, well, I'm going to tell so-and-so about you. And, he held his word, and, a lot of people started coming to me. I'm like, wait a minute, I can do this myself. I don't have to do corporate law. So that's in 2017, I left corporate law and started doing entertainment law on my own. 2019 is when I entered into a total complete private sector, had all of my paperwork in order, and got my physical address. And the rest is history.
Wow.
So what college did you go to school in Atlanta or somewhere else?
No, I actually went to 3 different schools. I went to University of Alabama. I attended there, mostly online for them. I did Strayer University also. And I also did a community college, LBW, Junior Wallace Community College. That's in Alabama. I did Strayer University, which was in Atlanta, Georgia, and University of Alabama, which was Tuscaloosa, So I did a mixture. I was coming to Atlanta, and I was working, of course, doing intern. Everybody knows you're not getting paid intern. So the time that I wasn't on campus doing those things, I was strictly doing my classes online and doing my internship in Atlanta. And that's basically, the 3 schools that helped me get to where I'm at: University of Alabama, Lurleen B. Wallace Community College, and Sherrod University.
Okay. And when did you pass the bar?
That was 2015, I believe. 2014 is when I passed the actual bar exam.
So y'all
bar
see, the reason why I'm asking is you always got people be like, how you know she a real lawyer, I just want to let y'all know I'm serious. This is a real lawyer we're talking about. This is a real entertainment lawyer who deals with real entertainment law. So at what point did you started focusing on, because I noticed you have Under God Gawala, and I believe you have another artist that you focus on as well, right?
Yes, he goes by the name of Cash Talk Raquel. I actually signed him in 2020.
So is this is who you signed to, Merciful Sounds Entertainment?
Absolutely. Signed him directly up underneath my label, which is an independent label.
Okay, that's what's up. I need you to get your artists into this contest, Miss Batiste.
Oh, I'm putting both of them in there, like both of them. And any other artists that I can recruit and tell, I'm bringing them along too. Like, it's just something,
about to get
everybody needs.
Yes, it's about to get juicy because as you know from the contest that we did for the last music video, that Under God Gawala, I do major promotion for any of the artists that come into my contest or whatever. Mm-hmm. But beyond that, we got a lot of juicy stuff because, the winner. So basically what's going on, just to let you know, I'm going to do a monthly contest. That's the goal. But I do have a certain limit of what I need to have before I throw the contest, Because I don't want to just be throwing $300 out for one person and little JoJo can't even rap. Like, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I want to have a certain number of artists before. So October's supposed to be the first month. That's the goal. But if I don't have at least 6 artists, then I'll probably push it back and make it November or whatever. Because I want to have at least 6 to 8 good artists. But I'm hoping to be able to do it monthly. That's my plan. Right. If I can get 6 to 8 artists every month, then we'll do it every month till June. If not, I'll just push it back until I have at least 6 to 8 artists because I want it to be a 2. But the thing is, so whoever wins when we do have the monthly competition, whoever wins that month, right? They receive $300. So if you pay $50, you get $250 back in profit because you won.
That's investing.
Mm-hmm. And then I continue to promote you as the winner of that month, and I'll still promote the other artists who joined just because you joined, just because you took that step of faith. So, but the winner, they will go on to compete at Hookup Atlanta 2023, which I'm going to get with you about because I want to make sure I get with the song trust and all that kind. I want to get everything set up so that every artist that performs can go ahead and claim that performance royalty for that. Right. But so the winner, the grand prize winner of Hookup Atlanta 2023, which I'm thinking will be in September right now. I'm thinking September maybe. But whoever the winner is, not only are they going to get a deal with Mr. Hankey, so Mr. Hankey is going to get him into the studio, and we're going to figure out that whole deal, and I'll get with you on that too, on how the best way to do that. But we're going to put him in the studio with Mr. Hankey, right? Mr. Hankey will provide the beat, the recording time, mix and master, all that kind of stuff. And then also we had another entertainment company that's joining. Right? He's becoming a sponsor. Right. And so he's like, okay, whoever wins that contest, I'm going to pay for them to their transportation, their airplane transportation, in their hotel to come to the Bahamas and perform in the Bahamas free of charge. All paid. Yes, all expenses paid. And we're actually, I'll be having a new flyer to come out. It's Illusion Records Promotions, I believe that's what they're called. But yeah, they reached out to me like, yeah, I want to sponsor, I want to be a part of this, I want to help, you know. And we do, and when he showed me the video of over there, his whole thing be packed. Heineken and all of them be sponsoring over there their event. So it's a big thing in the Bahamas. So he said whoever wins Hook Up Atlanta 2023, they'll get an all-expense paid trip to the Bahamas to perform.
That's great.
Hey, and who would want an opportunity at that?
Exactly. Right. And then, and the cool thing is, as I'm going along, there's different sponsors are joining in.
Oh, yeah.
And they're saying, well, let me add to that grand prize. You just don't know how big this grand prize is going to be by the time we get to September.
We got some people checking us out.
Yeah.
I can believe. Yes, we do. LA, I want to give a big shout out to LA out there. People who are checking us out to tonight's show as well, and in Jersey and New York. I knew that what was going to be going on tonight. I said, look, come listen to Merciful Sound Entertainment. The Copeland and Trust, what they're doing with the law firm they got out there. Just check out what's going on. You guys can get tidbits, and then what we do, what Patricia is doing with Hook Up Atlanta, and the whole thing that's going on. So people are interested. I got a couple of liquor companies that's interested in sponsoring as well, coming out of New York. It's called Vodkilla. It's a DJ. It's a company that's they are DJs, but they also have a vodka company.
Oh, okay.
So when they bring out those kind of things, that kind of stuff, so it's different things that's going on.
And we're looking for some DJs too, some DJs with a nice following. We don't mind, whatever your fee is. Like we're gonna get with Merciful Sounds Entertainment and see who all she knows, who all she got over there.
That's perfectly fine. I got a list. And these are actual DJs that work with not only indie artists but also major artists. Some that actually did feature like his Purple Rain tour, some that's on tour right now with Mulatto. These are actual DJs that actually have a presence, on social media and off social media.
Did they just have the BET Awards down there in Atlanta? Is that something like that? Hip Hop Awards?
Yes, they did. It has been busy the whole entire last week,
Right.
So many events, artists, it was a great opportunity for them to come down and showcase their talents, not even if you didn't want to perform or you couldn't afford to perform somewhere, just to network, to get in the crowd and, network, pass out your flyers, pass out your cards, anything.
I would have been there, but I've been I've been on job arrest. I got an ankle bracelet on. I can't leave for 6 months.
No. Bless your heart.
So they also do that. A3C, is that still going on? Is that in October? A3C?
What was that?
Is it the A3C? Is that still goes on down there?
Yes, the A3C. They haven't even really been promoting it heavily, but that's a yearly event. When COVID came, COVID messed up a lot of things, and a lot of things had to be rearranged. So I don't know the actual dates that they're actually having it and having their events, but it is an October thing. And last year it was already at this time that the events were already going on. This week would have been that. So, that's definitely something for artists to tune into because it's very important and monumental in your career as well, whether you're there performing or whether you're just there to network.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool to have an entertainment lawyer because the entertainment lawyer is going to know all these little information.
Yeah, what's driving, right?
Mm-hmm. And I've definitely been watching your new what's the name of your second artist?
Cash Talk
I know
Raquel.
under God's work. Huh?
Cash Talk Raquel.
Cash Talk Raquel.
Cash Talk Raquel.
Yes.
Okay. So I haven't. He's new, so I haven't really. I don't think seen too much about him that much. I'm sure I will. Moving forward. But under God Gawala, I've been following him, and he definitely been rolling. He ain't been playing with him.
He about that life. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it has definitely been a journey, and, with anything, it is a journey, and you just have to stick to it and follow it. He had a really great year, 2021. He was able to go on the She's a Runner tour, which was Moosey's tour with the song Track Star, So he was on that tour pretty much the end of 2020 and all of 2021. With him, he was opening up for him. So at his performances, he was his opening act that was actually on stage in the club. that was doing his songs, So,
that was awesome.
Like I always tell him, absolutely, artists just trust the process, wait for your time. And it's so many different ways that you can get yourself exposed and going in this industry. It's all about timing at the end of the day. Today may not be your day, this year may not be your year, but it's coming.
Right. You got. You know what? That is one thing that Akon said that I understood and I agree with. Is patience.
Yeah.
You got to have patience.
It
takes it.
I had. There was somebody who she said something in the group, and she was just like, I haven't really made any money, and that's why I quit. No, see, the love is what's going to keep you going. And then patience is just going to have you waiting, but the love ain't going to let you quit. Music is like a drug.
like a daily wage.
I swear it is you sleeping and you dreaming about it. You waking up, you brushing your teeth, you in the shower, and it's sticking with you. That's when you have a love for something. When you're eating and breathing at 24/7. You're doing everything else, and all of a sudden your mind is sidetracked on your goals and your dreams. That's when you got a love for something, and that's when it's the passion, and that's how you keep going.
Yeah. You got to get past. You with anything. If you quit before you reach whatever your goal is, then all that work you put in, what? You know what I'm saying? Like you got to put it. You cannot quit just because you have drive. That's like having a kid, and as soon as they get to acting, I'll be like, you know what? I'm done with this.
Take it back. Yeah, take it back.
Take it back to the hospital.
Yeah,
take it back to the hospital. Take it back to the. I'm not doing this no more.
Absolutely, and with anything, you gotta put your time and your money into it. Like we said, it's an investment, and you're always going to spend more and give more in the beginning, until it picks up and you take off and you're able to see some type of return on it. But, at the end of the day, it's not just about you. You have your fans, that's riding on you and pushing you, and they want you to make it. And they feel like they're part of the process when they're with you from the beginning to the end. They're just as proud of you as you are proud of yourself. So don't let them down. Keep going. They're the ones that's believing in you. They're supporting you. Sometimes more than they're believing and supporting themselves. Unfortunately, that's the truth. So always take that into consideration as well. I got people that's actually looking up for me, looking out for me, and cheering for me, even when I'm not cheering for myself.
Yeah.
So you just keep going.
That's important.
I actually had someone tell me, I remember when you first started, I could see your growth. That's a big thing for someone to tell you. I remember when you first made your first song, and I could see that you've grown, or I could see that your music has grown. People tell me that, And don't get discouraged by age. Don't think that, okay, I'm too old or I'm too young or whatever. Music don't have an age to it.
No limit. None at all. None at all, No,
you ain't gonna tell me.
You'll be like,
they told me, you like, auntie. Okay, I'm an auntie myself, right on up there to the billboards.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't let
claim
that
your spot. Auntie and all.
But you know what? I just felt like it was important to bring you on. I've been trying to get you on for a minute because I really wanted to be able to talk to you. And the cool thing is, it's the first time that we've really had a conversation like this that makes me feel like, okay, yeah, I'm going down that lane. Yeah, I'm about to rock with her. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's important to have because people need that. They need this information. It's out there, and you can help them so they can get those nuggets together so they can go out there and make that money. Because at the end of the day, everybody want to make some coin, but also gain that information. The information is has a value to it as well. Are you working with a website, or they have a number, or is it social media where you have to go to get in touch with you about getting any other information?
Actually, it's all of the above. We have a website. We have actually two websites. The first one is copelandandtrust.online. That website, you can go on, you can book appointments such as consultations. Like if you're not sure if you're ready for a service and you just want to sit down and talk and try to plan out something, I'll be more than happy to assist you with that. So when you're ready or when you have the funds for those services, Now you know what it's going to take and what it is that you need, you know. The other website is copelandtrust.com, where you could go on and do the exact same thing, look at our services, book a consultation, or select the services that you know that you need. You know, you can go ahead and book in online for those things as well. Our physical address is 550 PHARR, that's PHARR Road, and that's in Atlanta, Georgia. Like I stated, that's the Buckhead area. Then you can also find us just like companies like Zoom Info, which is a party company. We just actually made their list as one of the top entertainment firms in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago. Thank you. So, you know, you go to zoominfo.com, you type in names or type in services you need, and that company, which is a billion-dollar company, actually displays 100 companies in that state, and it breaks it down to the cities that's trustworthy and that's actually making moves that you can actually use and be helpful. So there's, you know, and anytime you can call as well. Absolutely. And you can call us as well. Our number is 770-800-6366. My assistant, she'll answer the phone. You know, you tell her exactly what it is that you need. Even if you don't know what it is that you need, you can kind of just give her a brief description, and she'll find the people or the services that she feels that it fits you and book those appointments accordingly for you. And on the website, you know, there's a drop-down menu. You can book myself. My name is literally listed on there, Mercy. Or you can book another attorney if you just need paralegal services, if you just need account services. All of that is on there for you to go in and select whatever it is that you need.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We're going to post that up, and all information that we can do that. You guys definitely, we have to replay the show and things like that. And I'm actually going to clip a cut of that and then put that on Scheme Beach Radio.
Because you know
right
what?
There. So we can play that every show to artists. We hear this. Every show.
Because
if you're just a hobby and you just always want to be a rapper, you in there in the shower, and you know that your mom and them is the only ones that love what you got going. I understand y'all. You're not gonna probably want to invest money in it because only you and your family and your grandmama and them like it. However, someone who you're serious and you really have been invested in your product. You done made that sandwich. You got all the lettuce, tomatoes, onions, peppers, the bread. You took time to make it. You packaged that baby. It's time to do the paperwork and make sure that it's on sturdy ground, and it's time to market. It's time to promote. And there's different ways. Hook Up Atlanta is one way. You know what I'm saying? The monthly contest, Atlanta Music Industry Group, which has over 32,000 members, that's another way. It's a way to raise your visibility. Yes. When you raise your visibility, people start to see who you are. They start to pay attention. And if you got skills and they feel like you got something they can rock with, they're going to reach out to you. Most of the people are making deals in that group that we don't know nothing about.
Right. And they come down the lane. Right. And then there's people who actually say, man, well, I've learned so much from this group. Or it helped me out. They have testimonials of artists saying that, man, thank you for having this page, and you see it because we're like admins on there. You see it all the time with that kind of stuff, and it helps. Right. And then what you guys are doing, it's going to help. It's not to hurt you. It's to help you so you can, get what you need to succeed. Oh, I got bars.
You did, baby. You did that. I felt that.
Let me go in and put this down on the track.
Right.
What people got to understand is, and what I scream about all the time in the Atlanta Music Industry Group and everywhere in my life, unity. When you unify, when different like how we're doing with Merciful Sounds Entertainment, and how we're doing with with the other entities that we're making connection with. When you unify, you become so much more powerful.
Right.
Oh yeah, that is so true.
Yeah, that's true. You build a community, of people that you can actually, utilize those resources, and it helps. Like, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about: is getting information to make your product, your brand grow.
And then to be able to get outside, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I was just saying, and then to the extent of me utilizing you guys' services through Merciful Sounds, I've literally been on the page, and saying the same thing, like, thank you guys for supporting us and allowing us to utilize your platform. I have my own thing going, but I understand that I need you guys just as much as you need me to, and that's the way it should be, hand over hand, fist over fist, So, just speaking on what Mr. South said, unity is very important, especially when you're building your foundation. And you guys can go up together as each one of you move up the ladder. Pull the other one up with you, And remember, that's who was there with me from the start. So I'm going to continue utilizing them, and allow them to utilize me.
Yeah, that's beautiful right there.
I love it. I love it. I'm so happy. Thank you for finally me being able to get you on. Not that you even, when I said it to you, you was like, cool, let's go. But it was just me getting around to asking you and actually, sticking it to the ground and like, let's go ahead and make this connection happen. So definitely I want to be reaching out to you in this next week or so to start getting the groundwork together, because I do have new music coming out, and because I am planning this event and so many other things that's going on, and I just want to make sure that everything is on stable ground, sturdy ground, and just seeing how, how I can use it.
So station. So I'm gonna need services for that. Just information,
So understand, like I said, the one thing that stood out in my mind when Mr. Hankey gave that speech. And he said it, and you can go back to YouTube and listen to the where he spoke, and he said it. He said, "Get you an entertainment lawyer." All this other stuff is fun and dandy, but if you're serious about it, if you're serious about this entertainment thing, this music thing, as a producer, he's a producer, so as a producer, as a DJ, as an artist, as a label, as a media. If you're serious about it, go ahead and make sure that paperwork in order, so you can get what you're supposed to get for what you're doing.
People take you more serious. People will definitely take you more serious for what you're doing when you're dealing with people that have your best interests at heart. You know what I mean? Like they say, okay, so they don't try to give you those backdoor, type of deals, and then running you over. And you hear the horror stories that artists do when they try to go around that kind of stuff. So it's best to have everything like a business. Like if you go into, like you say, go into McDonald's, their business, get yourself set up. Everybody starts from somewhere. And
I've got another business that's coming on next week to talk more to the artists about building a business. See, I'm not playing this time. Merciful Sounds. I'm about that money. Let's go get that money.
Show them how to fan build, man. That's real.
They do. That's the next thing is building fans.
When I talked when I was up there in New York, I was telling them, he said, like, go ahead on the mic and say some things for the people, because I was a judge for this fashion show with the Butterfly Effect, and it was like, that's what I'm saying, like, build up your fan base. That's what I kept saying, And then after that, what they were doing? What's your IG? What's your IG? Everybody was doing that, like connecting with each other. Oh, I like your performance. I got you on. I watched you on the phone. Like, they taped it and everything. So that kind of stuff is building the fan base. Now I got new fans, and they got new fans, and I'm a fan of what they were doing. So that's the whole thing. And I'm I'll buy it. I buy artist music. I said it before. Like we still keep that going on. Spend $20 or whatever. Get 20 artists. We'll buy your record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll support you.
We should start doing that.
I'll tell you, we'll do it.
You know what? If an artist had called in here tonight, they would have called in, and we could have said, what's the link to your music? Let's go ahead and buy it. The problem with these artists is they don't understand the game.
They want to play the game.
Yeah, they don't understand. I'm like,
they want the fame.
I'm like, you got bars too.
Right. I'm like, this is an opportunity to call in to ask a free question and to tell us what your social media platform is. And then we could have said, where can I buy your music? And we could have literally got off here and went around the corner to the other computer and bought the music. That would have been an easy, just because you called in. People missed
bought your music. We could have streamed it. Anything, promoted it for you. All of the above.
They miss opportunities.
That's the thing I'm telling artists. Like, from here on out, I mean, this is the fall. Everybody's going to be inside. We ain't outside as much. It's getting cooler out. I know down in Atlanta it's probably still warm. You guys probably got some still wearing shorts, but it's getting chilly up here in Ohio.
Life is good in Atlanta with the weather. Well, I don't know. They got a little bit of rain.
In the morning, it's like you hitting the late to mid 50s, In the evening it gets to 70, but then it starts going back down. So it's that good crazy weather right now.
Almost 80 degrees here today.
Did y'all get hit with that hurricane?
Actually, we didn't. They thought it was, but when it, turned more toward, the Tampa way and everything, it kept us from getting all the rain, the wind, and the power outages that they thought we were. So we were actually good on that.
Well, that's a blessing.
And definitely prayers out to everybody down that way.
Yeah, out there. If you guys could donate and send whatever you can to the people out there, do that. Go to the local charities. Definitely encourage the people to do that for sure.
So, right now, it is penciled in that the contest is going to be October the 20th. However, if I don't have at least 8 artists, then I'm going to push it to November, and we'll do it the third week in November. I'm not going to run this thing until I got 8 artists. I'm telling you that right now. So I'm looking for 8 artists who are serious about their craft. That's all I'm asking for. I'm asking for 8 artists who feel and believe they're gifted, and they've been told they're gifted. They got a good music video that they really spent time and money in, and they're ready to take it to the next level. I'm looking for those artists that's going to step out in faith and say, you know what, I don't mind investing $50 into this conference because I already know they're going to promote me. Where are you going to go and get social media marketing all over the place for $50? Stop playing.
For $50, right.
All over me right now, boy. They already up almost close to 100. I ain't even doing anything. It's like Google on you. They were like, look, you want to keep promoting? I'm like, no, not this week. Like, no, we're going to get you anyway.
Yeah, so right now it's penciled in for October the 20th, and that's what I'm rocking with. But as I get to the cutoff by October 18th, if I don't have 8 artists, then we're going to push it to the third week in November. I promise you, I ain't giving up $300 for JoJo and his cousin. I want some serious artists.
And I'm not letting you.
I want somebody I want some talent. I want, when they get up there on that stage in front of those A&R, because the A&R are coming. They came to the last event, so they coming.
Oh, yeah, people got picked up. How about that?
Yeah.
iHeartRadio was in the building.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be giving, I ain't just, I'm working. I'm not giving my money away just to be, no. Like, I want the serious artists. I want the ones who are serious about what they got going on.
So many other things is added to this. We're not really releasing it all out there.
No,
but we got eyes and ears that is watching what we're doing. So when they see these artists that are serious about them, her, him,
they reach out to them all the time. All the time.
Give me their number. Give me their social media. Like, they'll.
As soon as I start promoting an artist, let me tell you something. Let me be honest about this. As soon as I start honing in and promoting an artist, the people in this group that are in this industry as well start to reaching out to them because they already know.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are other opportunities beyond the things, the extra stuff that we offer to artists just because they came down our lane. But because I spotlight you, I'm talking about there's 32,000 members in that group, and I do not know who all those people are.
Yeah, and I literally get people that's adding my label from you guys.
Right.
It's so many people that come to my label page, and the only thing that we got in common. So I know that they're getting my artists and my label off of you guys' page with Atlanta music industry. So it's definitely worth it. You guys align yourself with them. Let them help you with your promo. Let them help you with your marketing, and get yourself out there. It works. I promise you, it does.
I'm trying to tell them.
Out there. In the point. Yeah, we got testimonials out there. People are.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm not. I promise you. I promise you, Merciful Sounds Entertainment, if I don't have at least 8 by October 18th, I'll push it back till the 3rd week in November.
Okay.
And if I don't have at least 8 by the 3rd week in November, then we'll roll it into the. I'm not just giving my money away.
Well, it's the 6th right now. Still send them out. Let them know where they got to send it out to. Or
so you can go to the AtlantaMusicIndustry.com, AtlantaMusicIndustry.com. Music with a Z, so it's M-U-Z-I-C, so it's Atlanta, and then music, M-U-Z-I-C, industry.com, and you'll see the big picture blog talk with Mr. Hankey and myself on there. Click on that, and the link to Eventbrite is there. You just put, you can read the information. You register by buying a ticket. That's how you register. Once you register, you're gonna get an email that's gonna tell you what I need. I need your whatever the music video that you're kicking. I need your electronic press kit if you have one, or a nice photo of you. If you got an album that you pushing, I need the album cover, and I also need, if you got a link, a website where you want people to buy your music from, or if you're on iTunes and you got or some other link and you want people to buy, I need all that, because when I start pushing you as being one of the contestants, I'm pushing everything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Do it like for that. If they got a website, I would definitely get them 15,000 views like that, like no problem.
That's what's up.
Also if they don't have a website, I'm doing social media, things like that. Like definitely get that rolling for them.
And let me tell you, the movie that I did, This Can't Be Love, Merciful Sounds Entertainment, the movie that I did, when I first released that in January, I went to Mr. Stout, and I was like, all right, Mr. Stout, I got my movie out here. And he was like, all right, I'm gonna get the promo started. And that's what he did. But now, and he did that, like 5,000-10,000 views. After that, it became organic.
Yes.
I don't put anything to that now. It's got 93,000 views. I don't do anything. After he did that first push, it took a life of its own, and that's what happened.
Right.
That's what you want.
Yeah, and that's what you want.
Remember the Buckhead Boys?
Yeah,
they got like 70,000-80,000. When they first came to us, I don't think they had that. They had like 200 or 300 on there.
Like I said, Candace, wasn't 100,000.
Wow.
She never got that for USA. She was saying it for almost 10 years. She was trying to get the love for America to look at her for what she's doing. Got a great song, great album, 100,000. She's 300 short of 100,000, and she's on her way back from the UK right now. She said, I hope she can get it done.
That's amazing.
And welcome, find the artists from out of there, out of the Atlanta Music Industry Group. They're there.
Deborah Anthony, big up. Gonna tell you, I love that lady, man.
What's his Martin? Is it DeMonte Martin or something like that? He's out of Chicago.
Because I recently met one artist recently.
Oh, you did? That's one way Zay walking around and stuff. So anyway, I need to bring on one way Zay towards your way too.
Bring him on, absolutely.
Yeah, she does it. She does it.
I'm gonna see.
Yeah,
Out of my city.
Atlanta. He just called because he was an Atlanta baby. You ain't a Grady baby. You was a Cab baby. He was the Cab.
Don't everybody know that?
He was the Cab baby.
Not great, baby.
Atlanta. Look at him. Atlanta is my second home. I spent 20-something years there, so between there and Chicago, so it's like second home. So what are the words? Give some words of, I want you to give your social media stuff out again for anybody who didn't have a pen or a piece of paper or who's going to come back and listen to it later, because we have so many, sometimes we get more downloads after the show. People come back and listen from all over the world. That's how.
Right. A lot of times people working, putting kids to sleep, homework, day-to-day life activities. But when they have downtime, they can come back and actually listen to the show, which is amazing.
They do. They come from, this goes up on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Blog Talk, iTunes. It goes almost everywhere that you can hear a podcast. If you put in On the Move Unscripted, you're going to find us. And you're going to be able to listen to the broadcast. So people might go to my YouTube and they be like, well, she don't even have that many views. That's one little tiny place.
Right. Not even a third of the portion.
No, that's one little tiny spot over all the places that the podcast goes around the world. And we're talking about, Africa. We're talking about Sweden. We're talking about the UK. We're talking about everywhere. Mm-hmm. So please give them again your contact information, your websites, all that kind of stuff. And then if you could give one word of advice to an artist or a label or anybody who's really trying to get serious about this music thing, what would that be? But first, give us your social media stuff.
Okay, once again, for those that's just tuning in, I'm Mercy of Copeland and Trust, LLC, attorney at law, as well as the label exec of Merciful Sound. For Copeland and Trust, attorney at law, we're here for artists, producers, DJs, managers, just anybody in any aspect of entertainment. Our physical address is 550 Pharr Road. It's Pharr, located in Atlanta, Georgia. That's going to be in the Buckhead area. You can call and reach us at 770-800-6366, as well as our website, copelandandtrust.online. or Copeland Trust. From there, you can book your consultations, your services, or just anything that you need. We specialize in contractual aspects, which is your reviewing, your drafting, your modifying, intellectual property protection, endorsements, licensing, production, distribution, civil litigations, acquisitions, mergers, and negotiations. That's just the vast majority of what each individual needs, but there's also other services that we specialize in as well. If you need anything, reach out to myself, or you can reach out to Ms. Patricia, or you can also email us at copelandandtrust@gmail.com. We're here to assist you. You can also find us on Law Insider, Zoom Info. We're available on Yelp, which is YELP, and many more third-party services that actually utilize us to get us out there for other artists in financial situations. If I had one piece of advice, just one piece, Ms. Patricia, just one piece.
Oh, well, you can get two if you want to get two.
Oh, it's so hard. As Mr. Hankey said, hire your entertainment attorney. Get your paperwork in order. You never know what song is actually going to pick up, what song is going to take off. It can be something that you just made in the studio with your best friend, your homeboy, and you don't have your paperwork in order, and it all of a sudden took off. Now you guys got beef. You got issues with money. You never decided on who was getting what belonged to who, and, how to move in that area. So now you have a whole issue that you created. So having your paperwork is important when it comes down to making deals with these labels, so that you don't have to go back and hire an attorney to try to clean up the mess for you. I always tell my clients it's much more easier to afford me now before your process than it is to afford me for me to come in and clean up your mess. Always easier. Way cheaper as well. And another piece of advice, just from artists from a music standpoint, on a Merciful Sound standpoint, is don't be afraid to sit on a record. When I say sit on a record, I mean once you put it out there, put in the lead work, ride it, and allow that record to work for you. Don't just keep dropping music after music after music after music. You haven't given that record time to take flight, to gain its wings. So don't be afraid to sit on it and work it and allow it to work for you.
You know what? That is such good advice, because a lot of artists, they'll put out a song and the song might be 3, 4, 5 years old, and they'll be like, that's old. But you only got 300 views. There's millions of people around the world. So that means only 300 people out of millions even heard the song. So why would you let go of a song that's really a hit? You know it's a hit. It just hasn't. Its season hasn't arrived yet. Still push that song. That's why I still put Superwoman. I don't care. I'll Superwoman all over this world until everybody hear it.
Exactly. And that's what you wanted to do. Like, you have to give it time to reach those people. You know, it's hiring those people to help you promo it and market it so that it can expand. So don't be afraid to sit on a song. I'm not saying you can't do anything else for 3, 4, 5 years, but still let that be your main song. If you know it's a hit and you really feel it, and when I say feel it, I mean it's in your soul and everybody is telling you it is, still push that song while you're doing other things. Make that your number one song. Make that your primary focus, that you're putting your money behind.
That was good advice. That was, in fact, you know what? I was really trying to figure out, in all honesty, and then I'm going to get ready to roll up out of here, but I was really trying to decide, you know, I know I'm about to release, you know, All Around the World, which I love that song. And, of course, I push Whatever Happened because I love that song, too. But Superwoman is my song that every time I play that song, everybody says the same thing. Oh, I love that song. Oh, that's my jam. Oh, I feel that song.
Right.
So I feel like I'm about to start this big promotion push again, and I was trying to figure out which song should I focus the most energy on. And when those words that you just said, what you just said makes sense to me. And it sounds like I need to push it on the one that I know is a hit.
If you know it's a hit, you go for it. You know, you can do a trial basis area, but that's how you lose time. You know, you lose time and you're taken away from what you already know that works. If you know it already works, stick with it, and that's the one you ride. For me, just personally, Superwoman for you, when I hear that song, I think, oh, that's this Pat theme song. You know, that it's super catchy. It's a theme song. Everybody can sing that, you know, and women want to feel like they're Superwoman. We really are, you know. So, you know, just for me, the songs that I have heard and my, you know, coming from my label exec point of view, that's your theme song. That's your song there.
I appreciate that. And you know what, I was praying, I was asking God, give me wisdom. Give me wisdom and knowledge and understanding and guide my footsteps. So you saying that really just confirmed what I felt and what I've been hearing, but I needed that something extra. And you said that without even knowing that was in my spirit. So I'm really excited. Okay, Superwoman. Come on, stop playing, y'all. I've got my cape on because every Superwoman, it's like this. A woman is powerful, but when she has powerful men rocking with her too, oh, it's a wrap. It's over. It's done. The game is finished.
Exactly. You know, and I even let my fiance listen to that song. My daughter even knows that song, you know. So it's like that's the one song that you have. Absolutely. They can vouch for me. That's the one song that you have that I have literally let other people listen to and say, this is Miss Pat right here, you know. Especially, I think it started at the Hookup Atlanta. After that, it was like, okay, this is Miss Pat. This is Miss Pat's songs, you know. And my daughter, she was there with me, and she even watched your performance on there, you know. And she was on the little chat typing in during the lives and everything. So, absolutely. So go with your soul, man. That's what your gut is telling you. That's what your soul is telling you. Listen to it.
And that's the song that whenever, I don't care who I talk to, these are people within my circle or people who know me or online, you know. Because, of course, I don't know the world. The world hasn't heard it. But for the ones who have heard it, they all say the same thing. Oh, that's my jam.
Like it's super catchy. And that's your son that came in on the remix?
No, but So Mr. Stout and One Way Zay, we're going to actually do a remix to that. So they actually did. The first two artists was Milani and Solo Exquisite. They were two artists from Chicago. But now Mr. Stout, who is my cat in the hat.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. Same.
My thing. Yes, and my son will add a special element to the song because it's real, because they are my Supermen. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So we're probably going to put a spin to it. Yeah, we're probably going to put a spin to it. Yeah. But I needed that. Thank you for that legal advice. See, that's why I'll be in Atlanta. I'm coming. I'm going to be right at what is that, 550 Parr Road, Atlanta, Georgia, knocking on the door, or I'll be calling you. You're going to be able to get rid of me now.
Look, my office is open Monday through Friday, but I always tell people I work 7 days a week, 24/7. I'm not just accessible only during office hours, but I meet you outside of your office, whether we're going to, a specific designation that we're having a meeting at. As an attorney, our business meetings go over dinner, over drinks, things like that. We're in the studio having meetings. So it's really a 24/7 job, 7 days a week.
And when you love what you do, it don't even feel like it's work, And this is what networking is about. It's about meeting people, because the next level of wherever you're trying to go to, this is what I tell artists, the next level of wherever you're trying to go through is going to come through a connection, a person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you never know where you're going to meet that person. So it was blessed for me that under God Gawala, you entered under God Gawala into the first contest, and that allowed me to meet you. And I needed you for the next level of what I'm trying to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
so
exactly. Yeah.
That's how that works.
I needed you guys and your services, and we're taking off from there. I came to you guys. I was just starting my label, putting it out, and, I seen that you guys had a reputable name. So it was like, okay, let me just do this, And everything, between me, you, and Mr. Stout has literally grown, and I look forward to it continuing to.
Just say that again. I love that Jersey way you say that. We appreciate you, Merciful Sounds Entertainment in the freaking building.
Hi, Merciful Sounds.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
I really enjoyed this interview, and you already know I'm going to go back and listen to it again, just because I enjoyed it, the information, the knowledge, the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I appreciate that. So I'm going to roll out of here with some Superwoman, because I'm feeling like a Superwoman right now. You know what I'm saying? I got my cape on.
And before we go, I just want to say real quick, whatever you guys have for the grand prize that Copeland and Trust Attorney at Law, we're looking to get in on a sponsorship with you. And what we'll do is offer a free consultation. A free 1-hour consultation usually runs $400 per hour with me. But for the grand prize winner, I'll actually throw that in if you guys are interested in it, and it will be completely free.
That's what I'm talking about. You understand what I'm saying? It's getting better and better by the day.
Absolutely,
so
and I'll get that information to you.
Please do. Oh, so that means I need to go ahead and add your logo to. Because all the different companies and entities that are sponsoring or joining for Hookup Atlanta 2023, and then they're sponsoring, we're putting their logos on our flyers and stuff. So I'll definitely be adding your logo to the flyer, just because you said that. That's what's up. Yeah, send me that information so I can add it to the pot. It's getting better and better and better.
I'm excited. Yeah, you are, and I'm excited for you.
I appreciate you. Peace and love to you.
Thank you, guys. Goodbye.
Peace and love.
Let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we're a team. Different days, same story. Got to go out and get that money. Got mouths to feed and bills to pay. Got to put that S on my chest today. Superwoman. Every superwoman needs a Superman. Superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. Hey, I gotta pick up the pace. No more time to waste. Gotta put on my case. I gotta win this race. I got far too much to say. Different days, same story. Got to go out and get that money. Superman, Superwoman, Superwoman. Every Superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman needs her Superman. Hey, I gotta pick up the pace. No more time to waste. Gotta put on my case. I gotta win this race. I got far too much to say. Superman, Superwoman, like Adam and Eve, and Bonnie and Clyde, we taking over, and that's no lie. No mountain high, with you by my side. Hey, I'm Superwoman, you're my Superman. Hey, like Adam and Eve, and Bonnie and Clyde, we will succeed. Superman, Superwoman, like Adam and Eve, and Bonnie and Clyde, we taking over, and that's no lie. I got your back, baby, and you got mine.